Hey, welcome back here to another episode of the Central PA Pour. And you know what? We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, but the holidays are coming up.
Yeah, they come around every year.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know. It goes so fucking fast, I forget.
Well, we're here again.
Hey, Thanksgiving was just here. A couple weeks here till Christmas. We're going to have to do something special for our 1 year.
We are.
Any ideas, guys?
I'm broke. I bought the last bottle of beer.
That's it.
Yeah, my wife said this was supposed to be a cheap journey. Well, it is not a cheap journey. But anyways, hey, we are sitting here with another guest in-house. So welcome to the Central PA Pour. Who we have sitting with us?
Thank you. My name's Carmine Pantano. I'm the owner of Frank's Marble and Granite, and I'm actually here today representing the BuyLocalCoalition, which I am the president of.
All right, and who do we have over here?
My name is Amanda Brendel. I own Amanda and Friends, which is a packaging business. I'm the vice president of BuyLocalCoalition. So I guess I'm kind of representing those two, and then also our Ales for Tales event.
All right. Well, welcome to the Central PA Pour. We're glad to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
We kind of met you at Brew Kids on the Block.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So your guys are not a brewer.
No.
You don't own a brewery.
Nope. Drink a lot.
You drink a lot of
We
beer.
drink a lot of beer and promote it.
So we got to meet you guys down here. I don't know you that well, but we're going to find out here today. We're going to get to know you very well.
Yeah.
But you guys have done a lot for downtown York.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the BuyLocalCoalition. What is it? Is it a national thing, or is it something you guys just developed?
Yeah. So it's a local networking group. It is locally put together. Some guys of some bigger companies, like back in the day, 2008, 2009, from like Penn Waste, York Traditions Bank. Some of those companies there put it together and started it, and then it just grew. It grew. And I've been the president since roughly 2014, give or take, and still going.
So I see you guys do a lot of posts on social media.
Yeah.
So you go by Prez.
Yep.
And this is your Veep.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. And it's all about promoting local businesses. And obviously it's easier to promote restaurants and breweries, places where you can eat and drink. That is the number one thing that can be promoted quicker and easier because everybody eats and drinks.
And we've had this discussion with Jason and several others downtown. Yeah, in downtown York. I've been here all my life.
Yeah.
It was not a place you always wanted to go.
Right.
And that vision has changed. Is it Downtown Inc. and you guys are bringing a destination to York City.
Yeah.
And York County alone.
Yeah. And obviously we promote all of York County, but obviously we're always downtown a lot just because that's where a lot of the breweries are and a lot of the restaurants are. Tend to go there a little bit more often just because you can walk from one to the other
and stumble to the last.
Right. Yep.
I think we've done that a few times, Brett.
Yeah. No comment. I plead the fifth. Actually, no, the last one was my wife. New Year's Eve. So speaking of New Year's Eve, we're coming up on that.
We are.
Yes.
At the end of here, not too long. And are they going to have a New Year's Eve celebration downtown again?
They are.
Oh, they are?
They just announced it last week. They're going to have the White Rose drop happening in downtown and on the square.
Yep.
I'm not sure which building they're dropping it off of, but it's happening.
All right. So we had a great time down there the other year.
I'll be there.
Of course, it was before COVID.
Right.
Before we started this venture. We definitely, when we talked about, Kevin and I talked about this, and then Dave, we need to go see Jeff catch a cherry lane off the top of his roof.
Yeah.
But he does that early enough, we can go still catch the White Rose drops.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, he does do that early. That's right.
yeah. So that's be cool. But yeah, I'm glad to see that. But yeah, we're glad to have you guys here. The BuyLocalCoalition, and is it a membership? How do you get into that?
Yeah, so it is a membership. You need to be a locally owned business. There are some little qualifications just to make sure you're the proper locally owned business. We don't want McDonald's to be part of it. It's we want the small mom and pop shops. So there are some qualifications you have to meet. However, it is a membership. It's $75 a year, and I mean, which is really inexpensive. It's almost nothing.
Oh, it is
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
For
so-
a membership for anything.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I was part of a kind of like I wasn't in the LaTip. It was called the York Trading Group. Man, I mean, we're
Oh, yeah.
going back to the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And then those kind of organizations sounds similar to what this is. It helps promote community involvement between other businesses.
Yes.
And that, so this is not your full-time job.
It is not. It's volunteer 100%.
Might as well be a full.
It could be a
Yeah.
full-time
depending
job,
on
but
the-
I was going to say, because I see your post. And
oh yeah.
crying out loud, you're all over the place.
Yeah. And you saw me in person.
Yes, I did.
Make it happen.
Yeah, the other week, or I was up. It was the week before Thanksgiving, and I knew I was going to play racquetball Wednesday night. So I'm like, well, we can't go out for dinner Thanksgiving Eve. So I came home Tuesday. I said, you want to go for dinner? We decided, yep, let's go to Moonlight. We haven't been there in a long time.
Yep.
I walk in, and I see him sitting there with his phone with this ring light on. I'm like, I'm looking at him. Is that him? I don't want to be rude. It was a Tuesday night, and
Yeah.
we had to wait 15 or 20 minutes to get a table. It's 7:00 at night.
Yeah.
It was packed.
It was packed.
And we finally sat down. I'm looking up, kind of hid and pulled up the Facebook on my phone. I was like, yeah, that's got to be him. So I just leaned back, said, are you Carmen? He said, yes. So it was kind of karma.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
think
And I
it's-
thought I recognized you too. I was like, man, I think that's the guy from Central Poor. But I wasn't quite sure. And when you said something, I was like, that was it.
Yep. Because I just messaged you about getting in touch with you to bring you here to
Right.
sit down as a guest. And it was like, okay, it all worked out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So
I think it's pretty safe to say if you see a guy with a ring light in a restaurant,
It's me.
it's Carmen.
that's kind of why I went on Facebook, because he posted this right away. That would definitely give me the tall tale that it was him.
Yeah.
Yes, ring light comes out.
But
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, if you've never been to that restaurant,
Oh man.
it's a
Never been.
BYOB.
Yep.
I was there. So the last time I was there, I hate to say it, but the old gentleman still owned it.
Yes.
The two young guys have bought it, and I guess it's been many years since they've owned it now.
Yep.
You want pure Italian food. Wow.
My dinner that night was wow. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, but wow.
It was very good.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Last time I was there, the old man was the owner.
Yep.
So it was it's been a long time.
And it's right here in Dover.
Yeah.
So you guys go around and you promote all this stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I keep trying to lose weight. It's just not working.
I know that. feeling.
between beer and food, it's just not happening.
So Amanda, you said something about ales for tails.
Yes,
Explain this, and I think you have a mascot.
we do. So Ales for Tails, kind of was a little, baby that Jen and I started. She was a foster family for Northeast Boston Terrier Rescue, and one of their medical fosters, Cupcake, puppy mill mom, sweetest dog in the world you would ever meet. Severely diabetic, bouts of cancer. Unfortunately, she lost her battle in March. But when her last cancer appointment came up and they were looking like it was possibly getting surgery, I said, raise money. I mean, she's already gone through, tens of thousands of dollars at that point.
Wow.
And she kind of has my heart. So I said, let's do something fun. Let's just raise some money, a couple $1,000s even, who cares at this point? Said to Carmen, hey, we're going to do this. He said, okay, this is your baby. You handle it. This is all you. Okay. Halfway through, I think I called him and I'm like, yeah, I need the prez. I set up the bat signal. I'm like, I need the prez. So this evolved into something I think much bigger than I ever expected. I think you ever expected.
Yeah.
So Timmy, who is Jen and Scott's tripod dog, so he's a Boston Terrier. He's got only 3 legs. He had entered a pie eating contest against Carmen.
I remember this story.
Yes.
The dog entered the pie eating
Correct.
contest.
Yes.
Correct.
Versus me.
Correct.
Oh,
there is a
my.
YouTube video.
There's a YouTube video.
I just
Yes.
wanted to clarify that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We're going to have to post that up during. I'll insert that somewhere into this.
Yep.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. And then a bunch of the BuyLocal members, we got together afterwards and said, hey, we'll take pies to the face at certain, increments. So we raised almost two tons
2 tons of dog food.
Wow.
for Bark.
West York Bark.
West York Bark. And then we said for Ales for Tails, well, if we're going to do Northeast Boston Terrier Rescue, and this was after Cupcake unfortunately had passed, we said, well, let's continue for Timmy's, because that's where Timmy came from. And the thought of an agility contest between a 3-legged Boston Terrier and the Prez.
It sounds like you're the glutton for punishment.
I am.
Yes.
And I'm okay with that.
Yes. Just kind
And
of.
there's a YouTube video of that as well.
Yep.
The agility course race between me and Timmy.
It was just one of those things that just happened. And, we talked to, Mick and Jason and said, hey, you guys, are you willing to let us, use, gift horse? You guys have the perfect location. You have the grassy area. You guys are already dog friendly. We love coming down here. What can we do to help you guys, but have you help us as well? So after 8 months of planning and a move of dates to August, we kicked it off and it went so great, so amazing. We raised $11,000.
$11,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And of course, the name Ales.
Yes, Ales for
Tails.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ales
you're
for-
combining two very popular things.
That's what we wanted to do. We
Beer
wanted to
and
combine
pets.
beer and
Yeah.
pets. Yep.
Yep. Timmy's actually the Ales for Tails mascot, the logo. So that is actually his likeness. That is a photo specifically of him.
He has a beer bottle in his mouth.
Yep. I think he had a Benny boat originally, and we had that taken out with the artist and that put in. We had such a huge response that we said, you know what? Let's do it again and see if we can make this an annual thing. And it's just, even this year, as we're talking about it, we had a meeting yesterday with Mick and Jason, and I think it quickly tripled in size and expectations.
You know what?
We want to do next
Almost sounds like we need to do another live event down there for the Ales for Tails. CPP come down and try and do it live.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. We would love that. Because I think we're looking at the potential of closing down the street, having stuff happening on the street, kind of like the brew kids on the block.
Yeah.
Won't be like that with lots of beers, lots of
no, just
breweries.
gift tours.
Just gift tours. Well, we might bring in, so they're talking about possibly bringing in maybe
Couple
2.
more.
Yeah, because right down the street, you got Love Drafts now. You got Liquid here around the corner.
Yeah, so we're thinking about doing something where we might bring in 2, maybe 3, and then we'll have vendors and games, stuff that's going to be kid-friendly, family-friendly, and then something that somehow I'm going to embarrass myself while racing a dog or doing something with a dog. So
there has to be, no matter what, there has to be you getting your butt beat by a canine.
Yeah.
There is just no.
We don't know what that is yet, but
no. We started working on shirt design. We're looking at getting the merch line.
Yeah.
Doing an after party with it as well. I mean, truly doing this a all day into close time event, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I think I saw a picture of Timmy with another terrier with its paw on his back.
Oh, that was Toby.
So Toby is actually a foster as well. He's a foster through Snort, which is Snort Nose. He has a lot of some kidney issues, some bladder issues, and things like that. So they are foster siblings, right? And
he's an English bulldog.
He is an English bulldog. He is 8 months old. Carmine spirit animal.
Yeah, because he goes 2 feet and then lays down.
Yep.
So I might be able to beat Toby.
Yeah. So
Sounds like me after a couple beers.
yeah. So we're still trying to figure out logistics of what we want to do, and obviously we need to have Timmy in the Prez because Timmy's won 2 things, and Carmen unfortunately is womp womp for.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Timmy will have a little empathy here and let him win.
I don't think so.
No. I think his best bet's against Toby, and even then, Toby's getting some energy. So
Yeah.
This might. I don't think.
But that picture, I mean, that
was a great picture.
Yeah, he's sitting there and his paws on his back. I mean, people say pets don't really think or have emotion. I think they do.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Yeah.
They absolutely.
And Toby is such a loving dog, unlike I've ever seen.
Mhm.
I mean, the way he comes up to you and just wants loved. I've just never seen anything like that.
But I mean, in his defense too, 9 out of 10 times when he sees you, you've got food because we're eating at
that's
gift horse. So
This is very true.
But no, he's Left Bank
Yeah.
did a fundraiser for him. September?
Yeah, back in September.
And I think they raised $1,700 for Snort for
Around
him to help with his surgery.
Sounds like you guys are making quite the connections downtown.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, like I think we just said, you hit the nail on the head with beer
Yeah.
and pets.
Yes.
Beer and pets.
Yes.
Yeah. So, speaking of beer, I think I'm ready for another one.
Good.
We had our pre-recording beer. Now I'm ready for our first sampling.
That sounds good.
This one is from Winding Path Brewing. It's Lotus Sultana, and it is a double IPA. So it's going to be quite stealthy. Brewer's notes. So, Irina, sorry if I don't make it through this, but I'm going to try it. Same base as our Raku Kahutu Double IPA, contains lactose. It's a big, hazy, juicy IPA that is fully opaque with plenty of body. Lotus and Sultana hops gives this beer ripe flavors of orange creamsicle. Oh, that sounds good. Pineapple and pine. Untapped stats, the ABV's 8.4%. No IBUs, 222 check-ins, and an average of 3.88. So this is the Lotus Sultana Double IPA. Cheers.
Cheers.
To the Lotus Sultana Double IPA from Winding Path. Citrusy.
.12.
Now be nice. We know, we know Irina.
Yeah, we know Irina, and I tell you, to be honest with you,
It's actually pretty good.
I'm not
It
a
is
big.
pretty
I
good.
am not a big IPA guy. I'm like you. I'm not big on the sours. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the sour has to walk on water for me to like it. But this is good. I like
It-
it.
Yeah, this is
has-
good. I do enjoy this.
This is good.
But I like IPAs, so I'm everything but sours.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get you with the next one.
Oh yeah.
But actually, it's very juicy. I do get the citrus notes out of it she's
yeah.
talking about, and at the
Mhm.
very end, that little bit of a pine
Pine
bite
at the
Pine,
end.
yeah.
Yep.
at the very end. But that's really good. Yeah, I could drink another one of them. Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
That's kudos, Irina. That one's pretty good. I think this is along some of the lines. What did we do at the Talus Brew? That was a similar thing she's doing with these.
Yeah.
What do they call them? The Silo series.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's very good. I like that. I'm gonna go over to 4. That's pretty high for me on an IPA. What do you think?
What's your scale?
Well,
It's
it's on Untapped.
It's the Untapped.
All the Untapped.
Untapped app.
Yeah.
Yep, you can find us on Untapped.
Yeah.
4 is pretty high for me for an IPA.
Yeah. But that was a good IPA.
that is a very
That was
good
very
IPA.
good. I don't like even numbers, so I'll go with 3.9.
Okay, I thought you
But
were.
I agree. It's
I thought you
agree
were
with
going with what
Yeah.
Dave would do. He'd be like 4.1267. But we've ranked some up there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's more of our style, like the barrel age and
Yeah.
that like this the Goose Island, Bourbon County.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of our
Oh,
highest
yeah.
rated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
actually had that at our Friendsgiving.
We
Yes, we did.
Wow.
My wife had a heart attack when I told her I paid $45 for a beer.
Yeah. I can hear her now.
Yeah. You might probably did.
worth every swig.
Yeah, they are. They're sipping beers.
Yeah.
I got one in that case. It was from Duclaw, 24.2%.
Wow.
It's a sipping beer,
Yeah.
but it was so good. So, Carmen, you own your own business.
Yes.
Did you start this, or how did this come about?
Yep. So it's a family business. My parents started it in 1972.
Okay.
And
So
I-
50 years.
50 years. Yep.
Congratulations.
Going on 51 next year.
Right.
Yeah. And basically graduated from high school in 94, attempted college, started figuring out that I could, obviously growing up, I worked in the business,
Right.
weekends and Saturday and summer vacation. Then I attempted college and that just was not for me. And I decided, hey, Dad, how much are you going to pay me if I come work for you full time? And I started figuring that out and I was like, that's pretty good money. So,
Your dad must pay a lot better than my dad did.
well, you have to remember, I mean, back then, $10 an hour was,
Well, yeah, it was a lot.
that was a lot. I mean, because I was working at Taco Bell during college for
Okay.
minimum wage. So, starting at $10 an hour, I was like, oh yeah,
Right.
and obviously it's built from there. And I officially took it over in 2010, where I officially bought the business.
Okay.
And then Dad passed away in 2017, and still going strong with it with the same values that he brought me with the business. Still running it the same way, and
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
50 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and you got involved in the BuyLocalCoalition.
yeah, right. So that started, like I said, 2008, 2009. I got involved within the first month that it started.
Okay.
So I was there almost from the very beginning, like minus a month.
So you're like one of the OGs almost.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it just blossomed from there that you saw the vision for this and
So what ended up happening was it was a free organization in the beginning. It was being backed by some of the larger companies that got it started, like York Traditions Bank, Penn Waste, a couple other companies. But at some point, we had to break away from that. We had to be our own entity, self-sustaining nonprofit. So that's where, when I took it over, is when we did the membership. So, and that went well. We're currently at 165 businesses
just in
So-
York.
just in York.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's doing very well, and we do a lot of giving back to the community. So that's something else that's really big. Roughly 4 times a year, so Ales for Tails, but then also other events that we do. We always are giving back to other nonprofits.
Spruced up.
Yeah, so Spruced Up, which is coming up at the York Revolution Stadium here in December. It's like 2 or 3 weekends in December where we have a decorated Christmas tree. All money raised will be donated to Cover 6 Canines. They are a nonprofit here in York that does training they train service dogs
Yep, for veterans.
for veterans and emergency responders. So that way they can have a service dog trained for free so that they can,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's big. So we'll be promoting that once that starts coming up this weekend. I think it starts. We're going to be promoting that heavily on Facebook.
Out there and vote for it.
Yeah, if you can, vote for us
Yeah.
when you go to see the trees in person at the Rev Stadium.
So this is a competition.
Yeah, so it is a
Correct.
competition.
Yes.
And then what we did was we got some of our members to pay a sponsorship fee to have their logo on the Christmas tree.
Oh.
So that
okay.
helps us. So either way, whether we win or lose, we're going to raise money for this nonprofit.
Oh, wow.
So that way we're not depending on winning or not. We still want to get money to the nonprofit.
You're just getting your name out there
correct.
and promoting a good cause.
Yep.
Yeah. So Amanda, you have your own company.
Correct.
And what is that?
It's Amanda and Friends.
Amanda and
And Friends. Yep. The FUR.
Fur Friends.
Yep. Some people say it that way, but I think in my head I'm emphasizing the friends. So it's that, but maybe I'm not. I don't know.
Like the
yeah. Yes.
you.
Yes.
And is this a company you started or?
Yep. I actually quit corporate America back beginning of 2019. Actually, I talked to Carmine and said, "Hey, are there any, more so, on the elite side of pet sitting companies in the area?" And he's like, "Nope, not that I'm aware of." And I did some research, and I was like, "Let's do an all kind of inclusive pet sitting company." And walked out of corporate America and haven't looked back since.
What was corporate America for you?
Corporate America, I worked on the corporate side of a grocery store chain under shrink control and management. So I was not the type of person to be told what to do. I'm not the type of person to have their own boss. I come from a family that
Wait a minute, you said that too easy.
an entrepreneurial family as well. So I've just never been the type, like I said, the type of person to be. I don't like to answer to somebody.
I don't think anybody really does.
No.
No. So I said, all right, let's, flip our world upside down and let's do this. Give me 6 months. And if in 6 months I can't get a foothold down, then I will go get a job and do this part-time and see where it takes me. And probably within, I would say 2 months, it blew up to, I had to hire my first person to help out. And I think a lot of that came from, Carmen was sharing a lot, and I had a lot of clients who were coming saying, hey, Carmen, sent you. I joined BuyLocal, and that was, I think I recouped that $75 in the first week.
Yeah.
And now you're the Veep.
Now I'm the Veep. So that's kind of where my vision was with it. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, I said, all right, people are home. What do I need to do? So I started my Friend of Honor wedding packages. So with that, we have hooked up with some of the local wedding venues, and we do all the wedding handling for their pets.
I did see that on your website
Right.
and the
Yep.
Facebook page.
Yeah.
You take pets out to these wedding venues.
Yes.
That is a unique.
Yeah.
Where did you come up with that? That's a different idea.
It was just something that, I'm like, everybody wants their dogs in their wedding. Who doesn't? But you don't want to be the person that says, hey, can you come to my wedding? I love you enough to be at my wedding, but by the way, you need to leave to take our dog back home. Or
Right. You're the dog sitter for the day.
right. Or the, hey, you can't really celebrate the whole time because you need to go home and let our dog out to go to the bathroom. So I actually historic act on a BuyLocal, or Zoom BuyLocal during
Yeah.
COVID. We were set into little kind of focus groups, and Historic Ashland was on there. And Leah and I instantly connected. And afterwards, her and I started talking. And I said, hey, maybe this can be like a mutual thing. And she's honestly one of the biggest venues that we work at to do a lot of our weddings and Windridge as well. And they send the referrals over to us, and their brides and grooms and, everybody. We've had some that their dogs aren't even in the wedding, but they're coming because they're the mother of the bride's dog.
Right.
So we're chilling with the dogs at the hotel.
That's pretty cool.
I
And that's the resiliency of an entrepreneur figuring it out, like many entrepreneurs had to do during the shutdown and the COVID and all that.
Yeah.
But her business was 100% dealing with dogs at home when when their humans were at work.
Right.
That stopped. So she
Yeah.
had to figure out another avenue, and that was one of the great ones she came up with.
I'm telling you what, that is a definitive idea.
Yep. We my next option is, and my hope is, to really branch into destination weddings. We actually have a destination wedding in February. We're going down to Key West.
Your plan or somebody else's plan? That sounds like it was your plan, Amanda.
No, it's actually a really good client of mine. They live here in York. They are getting married in Key West, and she's, can we have you down there for the dog? Absolutely. Let's do this.
Twist
Right.
harder.
Right.
harder.
I mean, yeah. Who doesn't want to go to Key West? A couple hours, at the wedding and whatnot. Obviously, my husband and I were invited to the ceremony, too, and to the reception and all that kind of stuff. And we'll make kind of a trip out of it for us. But it's great. I'm literally getting, paid to go to Key West, Florida for 3 to 4 days to hang out with a dog and to have the dog in the ceremony. I mean, I don't know if it gets any better than that.
No, so what else do you do? I mean, this sounds pretty fucking cool. I'm telling you, it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Now, to me as a pet owner, at one time, it was, the dog stays home and I come home and let it out. This stuff was not there. And I don't know, if I would have taken advantage of it. It's my pet. But I know pets are very important in people's lives.
Pets, I think, have truly become everybody's modern child.
Yeah.
On a daily basis when I'm not doing the weddings, I'm in and out of houses for clients who are, at work. Those who just get new puppies who, obviously puppies can't go for very long,
Right.
letting them out, feeding them, dog walks. Still have some clients who, did, carry us through COVID who or COVID's going to eventually end, but our dogs are so used to you, so we want to keep the routine.
Keep the routine.
And now some of them went back truly to the office or to traveling, and some are still working from home, but we're still in there because it's the dog's routine.
Now, is it just dogs you deal with, or you deal with all types of pets?
So we cats as well, chickens.
Chickens?
You
You mean the ones you put on the table?
At that point, no.
We don't look at it that
but-
way.
Okay.
No. But fun fact: so chickens' feathers are actually ridiculously soft. Like I would snuggle a chicken. I know, right? But seriously, they are.
I'm gonna put it on the grill and eat it.
The thought that just went through my head, I will not say because I'd have to edit it out. But don't continue, Amanda. I'm sorry.
What's it? One of those fun facts. I mean, if you've never truly petted a chicken's feathers, you would not know that they're that soft. We've had chinchillas. We have had geckos. We have had bearded dragons, roosters, goats, pigs.
Snakes.
Okay, so I'm not a snake person.
It is my wife. That's why I brought it up.
I hate saying that. I do have some clients that do have some pet snakes. They're not for us to feed. At that point,
I would like to see. No, I would like to see this. You put a leash on a snake and you walk it down the street.
So I actually do have one client who is a cat who does get walked. He does get a harness
Dave.
put on.
Yeah. Not me.
No, but your son.
My son.
I walk Dave down the street all.
Yeah, we put a collar on Dave and walk him. So
Maybe that's a
that's
service. Maybe it's something I'm missing there.
I don't know, but I think that's a live with the Prez event right there.
there we go.
Yeah.
he can have a harness like you have
Uh-huh.
for the event.
We're gonna video you in the harness.
Oh, me in the harness.
Oh,
Oh,
yes. Yes. Yep. That's.
I'll give you my son and his cat.
There we go.
You
I'll
can have-
I'll
you can have
donate.
him.
I'll donate to that.
Right?
Yeah, I'll donate.
Oh yeah.
It was funny. You just said cats, and Dave's son, his cat takes he takes him on his walks in the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes
The
him
cat's
for
like
walks.
a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drives down the street. The cat's hanging his head out the window
Yep.
like a dog.
I mean, I think that's cool. I mean, and how did you come up with this idea? This is what you wanted to do.
It was just. I think I also got tired of people. I hate saying that. It was.
Second one in a row we've done.
Yeah. Colton had about the same comment, and he's a general manager. So
Yeah. I don't know. I love animals. There's just something about them that is just no matter what bad day you're having, they can just smile on your face. Every day, and it's been like this for the past almost 3.5 years. I get bombarded and thrown into a wall by a 90-pound golden retriever Monday through Friday. That just it's like Groundhog's Day, Christmas morning for him every day. Just the sheer excitement on his face when he sees me walk in that door is just Oliver.
Yeah.
Is just
He's tackled me once or twice.
he's done a couple lives with me where he's gone to work with me.
Yeah.
The one that we just did on Saturday where you were with Timmy and
Timmy
Toby.
and Toby. Yeah.
But it's that sheer. They're just. How can you be stressed when
it
you're
takes
around?
the stress away.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do not get me wrong. It is not all unicorns and
Oh, no.
rainbows.
Oh no.
And there is certainly things that happen that you do not want to talk about after the fact, But I would say probably 95% of it is just true. It's just puppy kisses, cat kisses, snuggles. You come home covered in a fur ball. I think there's many nights I've gone out to dinner with these guys and they're like, well, it is what it is at this point. She
Yeah,
looks
I had
like the crazy dog lady.
about 5 or 6 years ago. I had to put mine down. He was 15 and a half. And I mean, it's tough. And Kevin, you just went through this.
Literally a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Big old shepherd.
Oh,
Beautiful white one.
so
And
sorry.
I told my wife we have a cat, and she's 15 and a half. And she goes, well, you're going to miss her when she's gone. I said, yeah, but I'm done pets. I really am. Not that I don't love them. It's just when we want to do something, I don't need
Right.
you got to worry about what you're going to do with your pet. Now, a cat's a little easier than a dog. Of course, our cat eats and thinks like it's a dog, so it's kind of hard to fill its bowl up and let it go for 4 or 5 days because it'll hoard itself, and then you come home and it's all over the carpet.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go through that emotion of being so attached, and then you got to make that ultimate decision to put them down. I bawled like a baby that Friday night before we took her to the vet. I took her outside, and I'm like,
Sure.
I'm bawling like a baby. It's just,
Yeah.
and you've been through it with your dogs there, Dave. And
Yeah.
well, I guess they were Brad's dogs.
They're actually Brad's dogs, and And he came down to New York. He brought him with him.
Sidecar
Yes. Yeah, he had a large
growth on his side.
growth on his side.
Big pit bull. but
Yeah, big.
Oh, friendly.
Yeah,
Yep.
big baby is what
Yeah.
it was. It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
big baby. Is what.
And that growth, we started calling him Sidecar because he looked like he had a sidecar attached to his side.
That's the one part of the business that I did not think about. And unfortunately, in the past 3.5, probably close to a dozen that have crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, and
It's
it does not get easier. I bawl like a baby. Regardless, it's you get attached to them very easily, and I'm very much a big heart when it comes to pets. So it's just.
So how did you kind of started going to the BuyLocal? You joined the BuyLocalCoalition.
So my husband and Carmen have been friends for 25 years plus.
Yeah.
So Carmen kind of inherited me.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it was by choice or he went kicking and screaming. So,
Look at him. He's not even. He's not saying a word,
No,
man.
he's
That's best I stay quiet.
So when I started it, he said, "Hey, why don't you come over and come to one of them just kind of as a guest and kind of see what everything's about, see if you think you can get something out of it." Said, "All right." Went to the first one. I think I joined very shortly after that.
Yeah.
Like I said, for me that has truly been the best thing I've got. I don't even know how many members that are clients. And just the networking too, because I know for me, when clients ask me, I think they feel like I have a Rolodex also of people, which I do. Hey, we need a plumber. Hey, we need a handyman.
That's kind of the idea behind these things.
Hey,
Yeah.
we need
Right.
granite countertops. We need these different things. And they're always asking me, like, who do you know? So I'm like, okay, boop, buy local. If I don't know off the top of my head, I'm like, give me a couple minutes. I look on there. And if not, I'm reaching out to him saying, all right, I need referrals for X, Y, and Z. So it's kind of that whole, symbiotic relationship where, I'm helping my clients, but I'm also helping the other business owners too, because
That's the idea.
and that's who my husband and I go to 100% first. I mean, we just redid our bathroom and we had Katie Rosengrant.
Yep.
Obviously Frank's Marble and Granite doing our countertops.
Better.
Well, I mean, the owner's a little but
Yeah.
his guys were really good.
Yeah, the guys are good.
The guys are good.
Sounds like the owner's never around at Frank's Granite.
Yeah.
He's always out taking pictures of his food.
Us food.
And
And
Yeah,
beer.
exactly.
My food and
Exactly. It was
beer.
very hard to pin him down to get some stuff done. KM Shower Doors did the glass partition, and they're actually clients of ours. So is Katie Rosengrant. We did everything. Regal came out to do some of the plumbing for us.
And so all buy local members is
Yep.
basically who she used for
Yeah.
the whole
And-
remodel.
It's kind of like me with my business. Like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to scratch my customers' backs first.
Right.
They're supporting me. I'm going to support them.
Yep.
Like, I had a hot water heater go out, and I have Stanball's Plumbing and Heating as a customer, and nothing I couldn't do myself, but I supported my customer. They spent money in my shop. I'm going to spend money in theirs. So,
Absolutely.
They're putting in a new furnace for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks.
So that's why I asked you, because I was kind of browsing on there, and there's a friend of mine who's got his on there, Pilgrim's Car Care.
Yeah.
And by Monday or by the end of the week, you're going to have Fadley's Automasters on there as a BuyLocalCoalition. So I will
Awesome.
be signing up.
Awesome.
I'm not saying I'm
What's
not.
Did we get Central Pour on there?
I'm sure we can.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Well-
if we're not established business.
We're not an established business.
We'll
Right now, we're not for profit.
we'll work something out there.
Yeah.
Nothing less than we'll get something on your.
We're going to work something out with Central PA Pour.
So yours was a family business, Frank.
Yeah.
And is this something you want to continue to do, or is this because I watch what you're putting on Facebook?
Yeah.
You're either out eating, you're at gift tours for some of the local stuff.
These
Yep.
are all fair statements.
You guys are
Yeah.
always at some kind of function.
Yeah.
In all nice attire. I
Yeah.
mean, we're talking like black tie stuff.
Oh yeah.
So when do you have time?
So they call me the Energizer Bunny because I sleep maybe 3 hours a night, and
3
it's
hours.
maybe 4.
That's a good nap for me.
Yeah.
I used to be like that.
And I've been doing that for probably over 15 years.
Wow. man.
It's just what I do. I'm just used to that, and I just keep going. But I enjoy doing it. Luckily, my business is a during the day business. You know, I get there at 5:30, 6 in the morning, and I'm done by, you know, if I don't have an event, I'm working till, if I don't have an event, I'm probably working till at least 9 or 10 o'clock at night. If I do have an event, obviously I stop at whatever time, 4 or 5 o'clock, and go to the event. So luckily, I can do what I need to do for the business during the day, and then buy local stuff at night and other stuff. All the events you see me going to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have been on it, but my gosh, he's like all over the place. And,
Yeah.
you know, he's always got ladies around him in nice dresses.
Yeah, that I do.
We're doing something wrong, guys.
I'm telling you, you need to have a boot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are these events? Are they supportive events, or what are they?
Sure. So like recently we did Pink Power. So Pink Power is a local nonprofit where it benefits local breast cancer patients
Okay,
that
for just local stuff.
just local.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it helps. So basically for those that are in need, that let's say their insurance doesn't quite cover everything or whatever they might need, that money goes to that local, to that person that might need it. That raised just recently. I went to that event recently. That raised around 75,000, I think,
Yeah, I think that's right.
$75,000
in one night.
In one night.
Yep.
And we had raised
Yeah.
over
And we raised, so we did a roast.
2,000.
We raised a little over $2,000 from BuyLocal to donate to to Pink Power. We did what's called Roast the Prez. So we had
This is getting to become a common theme here.
yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And it was fun. It was like a Comedy Central type of roast. We
A
had,
true Comedy Central roast. Let's
they
be honest.
roasted me and then I roasted them back.
That's not how the roasts work. I mean, you're not supposed to say anything back. You're supposed to take it.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No,
at the end of
at the end of the night.
at the end of the night, on a lot of those roasts,
Oh,
they,
okay.
Yeah,
they
give
get
it back.
They
they
come
get
guns
back at the
blazing.
people. Yeah,
I never watched it to the end, I guess. Then.
yeah.
So we had a dinner at Hamir's Indian Fusion downtown. He closed his restaurant down for us. We had 52 people show up,
Yep. Sold tickets.
sold tickets, and for a nice dinner and entertainment, which was roasting me, and that raised a little over $2,000 that we were able to give to Pink Power. And then like we also did Adult Homecoming recently, which is the Bel Bambino Foundation, which is children with special needs. Oh man, so many different things.
I'm going to say you guys are doing a lot.
Yeah.
It's not just about promoting the businesses. You guys are
Also the nonprofits.
Yeah,
'Cause-
you're doing a lot with nonprofit and
Absolutely.
you're building the community.
Yeah.
I mean, we had mentioned at the beginning about with Downtown Inc. and stuff.
Right.
Do you guys do a lot of collabs with them?
A little bit here and there. They're obviously what they do is a little bit more. I want to say this.
Promoting the Center City, really.
They're promoting Center City, but also that's it's paid staff,
Okay.
so they have more connections as far as like doing things that have to happen within the city. Where what we're doing is all volunteer, and we just show up to stuff and turn the camera on and just go, and it's whatever. Where they have a little bit more connections with, let's say, the politicians.
Right.
They get a little bit more. They can
Pull.
deal with the grant money.
Right.
That's stuff like that, which is really important. You need that grant money to go around, but we're not that avenue. They would
No, and you're there to promote it and
Right.
help where you
and
can.
help where we can. Yep.
And I think what you guys are doing is fantastic. Glenn had mentioned when we had him on back earlier year, he'd like to see York as a destination, and I
Yeah.
think it is becoming a destination place. There's
Yeah.
all kind of businesses I've seen you guys posting up about.
Yep.
Not just breweries. There's you just said restaurants coming in. There's
Yep.
storefronts.
Yeah.
I just saw one today. I guess you were there yesterday with the popcorn loft.
Oh yeah, the popcorn loft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think every other word's like, I'll smell that popcorn.
Oh man, it was so good. Let me tell you what, it was amazing. And I took some home, obviously, and almost ate the whole bag that night.
On the way home.
On the way home.
I was gonna say, I think when I picked up the raffle basket from them for Ales for Tales last year, I walked out with $200 worth of popcorn for everybody. I was just like,
Yeah.
all right, everybody's
Yeah.
getting popcorn for me. This is
Yeah, because he makes it right there. I mean, I walk back and I'm working something out with him to do a video, but to help promote that. But when I walked back yesterday or whatever that was, Small Business Saturday, it was it was amazing to see. It's how involved it is. It's not just popping popcorn.
Right.
There is way more work into it. To add those flavors. I mean, it's hours and hours of work for one flavor.
For one flavor.
So it's pretty cool to see that process. That's why I told him, I said, I need to video this. I need to, try and help you promote it, and I'll do it for free.
That sounds like us.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we're going to put you on our show, but we're going to do it for free.
Yeah.
Yep. Just give us some beer.
Yeah.
Speaking of beer, yeah. So, what do we got there, Kevin? You got number 2.
Yes, sir. So, Sorbetto Series number 49, or as I would like to say, Sorbetto.
Sorbetto. Right up your alley there.
Brewing
Carmine.
information is Evergreen Brewing. Brewer notes, sour ale aged on sweet and sour cherries. Madagascar, vanilla bean, creamy white chocolate, pistachio, but watch out because it contains lactose.
This is so gonna be.
Untapped.
Right up the alley.
ABV is 6%. IBU is not on here. Check-ins is 492. Average is a 4.15.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sorbetto Series 49.
I smell the cherries right up front. Definitely.
That's really good.
That is good.
This is a sour I can drink.
It's
This
good.
is one of our
This is good.
favorite series, the Sorbetto series from Evergreen.
See, I was such a rookie. I don't even remember the first number that we had. And I went back in.
35, something like that.
months ago.
32.
Yeah.
You still have it? And the guy looks at
Now, I think they put these out pretty regularly.
Yeah, they do.
I'll tell you what, because we've been up there a couple times.
Yeah.
They're totally going food now. Their jalapeno smash burger.
Oh,
I've heard that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
They have good food up there.
You better, I guess, tell Jason's brother at Happy Camper maybe put some jalapeno.
I did. I did mention it to him the one time. I'm like, they have a really good jalapeno smash burger. I'm like, I need to talk about this because Happy Camper smash burgers are.
They're delicious.
They're very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's usually our Sunday fun day, and then
Yeah.
that's our dinner and
Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday fun day. Usually, you can find us down at Gift Horse on Sundays.
Yeah. Sunday afternoons, we're there. Almost every Sunday.
Yeah.
Now that it's getting cold, we'll see. But
Yeah, because there's the tap room's kind of small, but he said he has heat out in the
he
tents.
does have heat in the tent, which makes it nice because he closes the tent off.
Yep.
So it definitely holds the heat, and once he turns the heaters on. But inside is nice though too. We were inside this past Sunday.
Yeah, saw the
Plenty of
pictures.
room. Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
the pictures.
Plenty of room inside.
That's funny because they put Best Buy in my head. So we went to Best Buy and we were driving back through there.
You should have stopped.
And I should have stopped. I
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
to my buddy, I said, John. And he's like, yeah, there's a couple people in there. Son of a gun.
Yep.
Almost sounds like Mick with his walkabout.
Yeah.
Standing outside. Should I go in? So, being this is mainly a beer or whatever show, but we're glad to have you guys on. But speaking of the breweries in York, Gift Horse has definitely been one of the forefront with you guys.
Yeah.
Are any of the other ones participating with you guys, or do you do any other mixtures with the other breweries?
Absolutely. So we, it just happened. Listen, Gift Horse is great. They have the outdoor beer garden during the summer. Happens to be the spot to go.
That is, and it's pretty cool.
Right. And but we do go to other breweries.
Collusion,
Just Collusion. We're there quite often at Collusion, Genova's in West York, Scrubbies. They just joined. I've been there a few times. Very good beer.
I like his post. He has that picture of the bowling alley,
Yep,
the
the parking lot. Yep.
and the tap room empty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Because people get scared when they see the full parking lot.
Yeah.
They don't realize that it's the bowling alley that's full. Come on in and grab a beer.
Emery's cool. Emery was a cool guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emery's. I've met him a few times now and talked to him, and real nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
What are the other breweries?
you got Liquid Hero. You got
Hero,
now
yep.
Love Draft just moved
They
in.
just moved in. Yep.
Next to Tally's looking to come into downtown.
Yep.
Who else is?
Yeah.
We mentioned it to one of who's coming in. Gear House is bringing their beer.
Your house
in.
is at Archetype.
At Archetype.
Archetype.
Archetype
Yes.
Pizza.
Their beer is good. I've
Yeah.
had their beer when we've had
The
their pizza
pizza's
there.
good too.
Pizza's real good.
Pizza's
Breakfast is good too.
Gonna say you
Yeah.
go downtown quite a bit for breakfast.
We
Yeah.
go to the Roost every Saturday.
Holy Hound Tap Room.
If you're ever in the mood for a good brunch, Revival Social Club.
Now, where's that at?
That is literally two steps away from Gift Horse,
Yeah, they're right
past the courthouse.
right past
Yep.
the courthouse.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a
Small
great
little
brunch.
place.
Small place. Make reservations because
Okay.
you will not get seated. It is packed every Sunday.
And what do they call that? That's Restaurant Row down there.
Restaurant
Row.
Right across where Gift Horse is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all there.
Yep.
Right.
Two Tonys, Left Bank, Rockfish,
Handsome Cab.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we went in there a couple times. They
Yeah.
had that whole street closed down,
Yeah.
and that was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Then right up the road, you have Revival, Iron Horse York, and
Hamirs.
Hamirs and Indian
Yeah.
Fusion.
And then-
Archetype is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what? Fig and Barrel's down there
That's right.
too.
Fig and Barrel.
Holy Hound Tap Room
Holy-
and Old
yes.
Forge was right across the street. They
Yeah.
just moved out, and
Yeah.
was it September 30th? I think was their last day in York.
Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That is a shame.
But yeah, I mean, York is growing.
It is.
And just kind of like we were talking about, York is very much to me. My husband and I go to Asheville a couple times a year, and York is truly starting to have that Asheville vibe, that feel,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you've got like Gift Horse, the outdoor, the beer garden. Asheville has a lot of those outdoor seating venues. Just the more people coming down there,
And you can walk to things. Asheville's very walk from one
Yeah.
place to the next. Downtown York is that way as well. And as more places open, more places to walk to.
The only thing I hate about going downtown is trying to find parking half time.
It's not that bad.
it really
I
isn't.
didn't think so.
It's not
No.
that
It's
bad.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
just
I'm
gotta-
just an idiot.
You've
but-
got all the parking garages.
Yeah, you figure there's 3 parking garages within 1 block of Center Square. And there's actually a lot of parking on the street.
Yeah.
You just don't realize it.
I always park in
There's-
that little lot there because we always run the trail.
Yeah.
Right there, and you just go and you can walk to everything.
I know I've
Yeah.
I've parked down there in empty spots, and I come out and I got a fucking ticket.
Yeah.
Well, the
Well,
nice
you-
thing now though is they have Park Mobile app. Everything's Park Mobile, so you just pay with the app. You don't have to worry about coming out and putting coins in your meter.
Yep.
So that's really nice.
But it is definitely. I mean, like I said, I grew up here in York, at Dover, but went to York. Always go downtown, and there was a time back in the '80s, early '90s that there was a couple bars. It was nightclubs, what it was, but you didn't really want to walk around downtown York too much. It's not that way. It's a destination.
Yeah.
And kudos to what you guys are doing to promote the local businesses.
Yeah.
And the craft breweries, houses, the restaurants, the storefront, because you used to go downtown and there'd be half those stores were all closed up and boarded.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many boarded up anymore.
There isn't, and the ones that are, there are a few that are not boarded up, but let's just say closed. That's just because they're actually owned by the business next to them,
Right.
and they're waiting to expand, or rent to someone else. So there are a few, but not many. A lot of pretty much everything downtown is, for the most part, full. Right there in that 1-2 block radius of Center
right now.
Square.
Yeah.
And that's where you want to be.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah. Like you just said, it's a walking thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to all the breweries.
Yeah, and I mean
Yeah.
that's what we do. We're walking from
We park in one spot, and usually
Yeah.
we park at our final destination,
right. We'll park at our
Yeah.
final destination,
and then we kind of wander.
wander around.
Walk back to the car.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yes.
Did any of you ever see the I forget what they're called? It's like a flash dance or a flash
The flash mobs.
mob. That's what it
No,
is.
but you know what we should do?
Uh-oh.
No,
that's-
no.
You had
You
to.
know what we
had,
should
You
do?
had to bring that up.
Yeah, well, there was a flash mob.
There was.
There
Yeah.
was a flash mob
There
of
was.
York,
When was
and
this?
it was at the square.
At the square.
Like
It was,
Yeah.
it was a
pre-
flash mob, and it's on
No, I
YouTube.
think
You
it was
actually
just
can
a
find
few years ago. It
Yeah.
wasn't that long
Yeah.
ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
It was on YouTube. You can actually. It's probably still there.
Oh yeah.
But there's no. I wasn't. In
No, I think
I
you're throwing
saw you-
Carmen under the bus again. This sounds like it sounds like for the press.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to make me set something up like that, which we could probably do.
And we-
I think I can get the board vote on that one.
And we can come in and shoot it live. How's
Yeah.
that?
There you go. We can shoot it for you.
I mean, look, as you guys have said, we've done some of these formal events, and the press has got some moves on the dance floor. This could easily be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no videos of me dancing, but I like to dance.
There you go.
Well, I think what we've heard is that Brew Kids on the Block might become an annual thing. Sounded might be a good time, or the Ales for Tales could be a good time for a
So-
flash mob.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just
I
gave-
just threw another
you
into
just
the
threw another-
committee.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
like we said the other day, yesterday when we were sitting at Gift Horse, it just all of a sudden it spiraled into. And Jason even said let's make this like what the food truck, where it's you hear it and it's an instant. We have to go. We
Right,
have
yeah,
to be
right.
there.
That's why we want to close we're hoping to be able to close the street because we want it to be a big event where people go, oh, I have to come to that.
Or they're coming downtown and say, oh, the street's closed. I
Right,
gotta
what's
park.
going
What's
on?
going on there?
Yep.
Right.
I think, and we had mentioned that with Jason and Mick, that unfortunately the weather didn't play the best part that day for Brew Kids.
Right.
They still
And
had
it
a
wasn't
great
terrible.
They
It was
still had a
still-
great
it was still
crowd
a good
though.
turnout.
Still good.
Yeah.
But I think the forecast and stuff kept a lot of people from not coming in. And if they could get that, that's the outdoor events.
Right.
You're the Mother Nature's thing. And if they
Yep.
could hit that where that street would be packed.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't asked about their webpage lately.
No.
How do we get a hold of you guys?
BuyLocalYork.com.
How do
Pretty
we get a hold of us?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you guys are on social media, of course.
Yep.
Yes.
What's
Instagram.
Instagram?
And Facebook. Yep. I think it's BuyLocal Today PA under Instagram and just BuyLocalCoalition under Facebook.
And what about your business on there as well, as far
It
as
is.
your
Yep.
personal business?
Yep. My business is, I shortened it up to make it shorter. Instead of Frank's Marble and Granite, it's just Frank's Granite
Okay.
on both Instagram and Facebook.
And what about you, Amanda?
It's under Amanda and Friends, and we also have an Ales for Tales. We just started the Instagram page and then the Facebook page as well. We have
All
so
right.
we have that, and we also April 8th. Once again, yesterday, it was a mashup of everything yesterday. We are doing a brewery takeover April 8th at Gift Horse.
Brewery takeover.
yes.
Explain.
So the committee, so myself, Carmen, Jen, Scott, and Ben are going to be guest bartenders. Raise some money. We're hoping to drop some exclusive merch at Gift Horse that day.
That day.
I think Jason's got some stuff in the works for that day that he wants to work on.
And kiss the dogs like a
Yeah.
pay $1
like
to
a true kissing booth.
like a kissing booth.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, I can
Except for the dogs, not with me.
Yeah, that was floated out there was kiss the press for.
No,
Okay.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
raise some money on that one.
Yeah.
Toby, I can honestly tell you, especially Toby will trip over himself to get to you to kiss you. He gives probably some of the best hugs too. But yeah, we just figured, you know what? Let's try to raise a little bit of money.
Before the event.
Yep, to go towards the event, and then obviously we'll do our sponsorships and things like that. But we said, hey, let's get behind the bar and kind of have some fun with this. And any tips and stuff that any of us make are going straight to Ales for Tales. Kind of keep it in the forefront of people's minds because now that this has truly grown,
Sounds like it's going to continue to grow.
that's our hope.
Yeah. They're going to have. I think we can announce it. We can
Maybe hint to it. Maybe don't announce the full
thing.
but maybe just
There might be a dog-friendly beer available by April 8th. Yeah.
that
That's
may
all.
or may not be that may or may not resemble the Ales for Tales
Right.
name and or logo.
So
I may or may not understand what you're saying.
We talk a lot of
I was going to say,
And-
I've given my pets beer. I didn't know there was a beer friendly version of it. So,
yeah.
You've given my pets beer.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is in their water bowl when you're outside? I'm pouring beer over there.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's
yeah, that'll be happening.
that'll be yep. We were talking about that yesterday.
Maybe or maybe not.
Maybe.
Yeah, we talk a lot of cryptic. So there's that. But yeah, we'll put Carmen actually during COVID, right after when things were kind of opening back up. He actually guest served at Gift Horse,
I did.
and there's actually video, and
So-
I believe pictures of him actually serving beer and waiting on tables, carrying
So-
trays.
So we went out one night. It was a Friday night, and we're sitting there, me, Ben, her husband, and a couple other friends at Gift Horse on a Friday night. And Mick, it was hard to get people to work and show up to work.
Yeah,
We all
they
know how
said
that.
that. Yep.
And he said, I have to close tomorrow. I looked at Mick. I said, what? He goes, I have to close tomorrow. He goes, I have no one available to work. It's just me. I said, you're not closing.
Mhm.
I put out the bat signal and
The true bat signal, not the ring light signal.
yeah, the true bat signal. Called a few people that I knew that were in the bar business and some friends, and we made them
Wow.
stay open. We made sure that they were able to survive that Saturday, which they were busy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever it takes. I mean, if I can help, if there's something I can do to help, I will help. And that's with any business. I mean,
Yep.
if anything I can do,
You gonna walk dogs?
I have to.
As long as they don't have to race him.
Right.
I mean, wait, we do have a video of you walking dogs.
That's right.
I do have a video
There
of
is a
you
video
walking
of me
dogs.
walking a
Yes,
dog. Yeah.
through
That's right.
downtown York.
To downtown York.
Remember, none of that stuff. It's always there. It never goes away.
Oh, I know.
So
And we don't let him forget this stuff either.
Yeah. No,
so do you have your own pets?
I do not.
Okay.
No pets, no kids, not married. This is
Oh.
why I have all the time in the world to do whatever I want.
I was going to ask you, because I know when we started this, my wife's like, well, I never see you. You're either drinking beer, you're recording, you're doing this for the shop, you're at work till 6:30, 7 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
I'm involved in an association. I'm on my church council. It's like,
Yeah.
she's like, I never see you. I'm like, well, you're seeing me now.
Right.
Yep.
Maybe there should be a
I'm here.
spouse support group. Like that sounds like Ben a little bit.
Yeah.
No, this is all fun. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I think what you guys are doing is great, and kudos. I just keep going.
Thank you. Something else I can probably tell you too. We're working with the member brewers that are part of BuyLocal. We are currently working on, still in the very beginning stages, but we're going to be working on a collaboration beer with BuyLocal, and
That's the best.
Oh yeah, the collabs are really
Yeah.
good.
yeah, so that'll be, which is a lot of them. I mean, we have a lot of members that are breweries. Stony Run, Emery,
Emery involved
Scrubbies.
in that one
Oh,
because
absolutely.
we had him on, and he wants to brew. Dave has this idea, and we've mentioned this the last 2 episodes. We want to do a brewers roundtable.
Yep.
But he's like, well, why don't we come up with one beer and we brew it, and then everybody sample it.
Sample it.
And he wants to call it the CPP ale. So
Nice.
we're still that's in the initial stages too. We said
Yes.
after the first of the
Yeah.
year we're going to
Right.
get everybody together and kind of
Yeah,
figure
we're gonna-
this out.
Springtime.
That's kind of where we're at too. Wait until get through the holidays and then
Yeah.
deal with the logistics.
Speaking of holidays,
And
yeah,
we may be pushing in next year and the beginning of the year for pouring something other than beer. So
Yeah.
we're working on some other things
yes,
that this might expand into something different as well as not just what we're doing, but we might be bringing other people on to the show.
right.
Got a lot of wineries.
Yeah.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they, Ben, check out our live episodes on Wednesday nights. That's why we're down to 3.
Yeah.
Even though he was on our last episode, he decided he wanted to come out and sit with Tim. But Ben takes the Wednesday night lives. That's our mix of 6 at Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. So check that out. We do have a little business to take up. We are got to mention the Hopped Up Network. We are listed on there. That's a network on social media and platform for all beer podcasts across the country. So find us there on the Hopped Up Network as well as all our social media. Kev,
Right.
what's our social media? Do you know?
Central PA Pour.
At Central PA
Yeah,
Pour.
Central PA Pour. And we're on all the, what do we call it? The Christmas tree now?
The link
The
tree.
link tree. We're on.
It's the link tree.
Check us out
Yes.
check us out on YouTube. We finally reached that 100 subscriber platform. We want to try and grow that. Email us at centralpaport@gmail.com.
Yep.
You got that one?
I
Do
did.
you remember that one?
I did.
Dave, did you remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my notes right here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes,
sorry.
written down right here.
Speaking of the holidays, so when this episode gets released, we're going to have about 2 weeks till Christmas. Where did this frickin' year go? In a way, I'm kind of glad it's getting over. It's been kind of a weird year.
Expensive year.
Yeah. It's expensive years.
Expensive year. That's beer. It's just expensive enough.
Oh, that too.
But anything special mixers. What are the mixers you guys do? You got anything coming up for the holiday area?
We do.
In the last couple of weeks of the holidays.
Yeah, so we do have a holiday mixer coming up, and that'll probably have already happened once this gets released. However, it's going to be at Central Market York. It's involving food that will be from 5 different vendors within Central Market. Mudhook will be supplying the alcohol.
Nice.
And the nonprofit we are benefiting the proceeds to will be the Shine Music Foundation, which is a local nonprofit that Peter Botros runs. And what he does is helps get kids off the streets and gives them something to do to learn how to play music, but not just play music. Teaches them the business of music, because he tries to teach them. Listen, 1 in a billion makes it.
Right. Yeah.
So just because you learn how to play good music doesn't mean you're going to be famous. But he teaches them, obviously, it teaches you a lot of values learning how to play music. But then he also teaches them the business of it. So that way they can actually work in the background, like what you guys are doing with mixing boards and stuff like that. The whole part of it, anywhere from videotaping it, camera work, recording studios, everything, even just lighting while doing.
And it's all nonprofit. It's volunteer too.
So he does. So what he does is he has to figure out how to get teachers to help him teach these kids.
Right.
So he does pay the teachers. So all the money he raises goes towards paying for teachers to help teach the kids.
And where do you find all these nonprofits? I mean, I've never heard of some of these nonprofits you're bringing up.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. There is a lot, and a lot of these nonprofits are part of BuyLocal. So, and they're also on our webpage at BuyLocalYork.com, and you'll see a lot of nonprofits again that you've never heard of, and they're the smaller ones, but
everyone counts.
Everyone
They're
counts.
all going to help something somewhere.
Yeah, they all have a good cause.
Maybe we need a nonprofit. Oh, we are nonprofit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's right.
There's a
Let's drink to that.
there's 2 companies. There's a not for profit, and then there's not making profit. So
Oh, okay. There's a difference.
there's a little difference.
We're not a C1 or a C3. We're like a C20.
Yeah, that's it.
No, so I think what you got, I mean, it's awesome. Going into the new year, what's your plans for 2022? Three.
Three.
Yeah. See, this year went by.
Real quick. We have monthly mixers. Our first one in January is actually going to be at a tasting room for a winery, Mark and Val Wines. So it might be one I can connect you with for
There
the
we
future,
go.
for
Sounds like
future
it.
podcast stuff.
There you go.
We're planning on doing. I got to talk to Emery, trying to work something out to have a mixer at Scrubby's. Just got to figure out a night that they don't have league,
Right.
so that way
Because in your winter league, it's leagues probably pretty much every night.
every night. Yeah, so we're going to find a day and time that's going to work.
I think it would be good if you do it down. It's a glow bowl down there.
Oh yeah, do a nighttime glow bowl. There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
That might be a thing.
Yep. We always have a good Mardi Gras mixer.
Yeah, we have a Mardi Gras mixer where it's completely Mardi Gras themed.
Yep. Mary Rose does an awesome job with that.
Yeah. Yep,
Yes.
that's at Penn Air and Hydraulics.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a Mardi Gras themed mixer there.
April Sniffanies of York and I are doing a co-mixer
Yep.
down at
Sniffies of York.
down at her location.
And what are the mixers? Just it's a
It's a net-
ticketed event, or is it just a networking
So
event?
just a networking event. Now some mixers the holiday mixer is a ticketed event because we want to raise money for
Right.
the nonprofit. And that's the one where we try to raise as much as we can. But the average monthly mixers are just a networking event. You just come.
And in black and tie and in sequin dresses and all that stuff, or is that just you and your entourage?
Yeah, those are the larger galas type stuff.
Okay.
But
Okay.
no, the mixers are come as you are. However, in a hoodie, right from work in a suit, however you feel like coming.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
And if you can't come, you can't come. We're not
Mandatory.
we're not mandatory networking group where you have to show up to stuff.
So
Family first.
Yep.
We should be 6th on the list.
Yeah. We'll still show you some love even if you don't show up.
Yeah.
we'll get some kisses from Timmy and Toby.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Which actually, you know what we should have brought tonight?
Timmy and Toby.
Yeah. I think we just bombed on that one.
Yeah.
We should have.
Oh, we're all right. We'll throw some pictures. I'll throw that picture in of the paw over top of
Oh
Timmy.
yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll slide that in here somewhere.
Yep.
what are some of the benefits? What's the membership get you besides the connections?
Right. So basically, for $75, I'm going to be very brutally honest. You don't get a whole lot, but
Networking.
you get a lot. So for $75, you get a listing on our website. What people don't realize is Google loves that. There's a backlink because you're linked through the website to your website. Google loves that. Nobody realizes how important that is. The more website links you have off of your website or going to your website from other websites, Google loves it, and that just ranks you higher. So that alone is worth the $75 a year. However, with that though, you also get to come to our network mixers, and then also get to network with lots of great people. And if we see it, obviously we're volunteer and we all have jobs during the day. But if we see a cool Facebook post or Instagram post, we share it. And we try, obviously we don't go looking for it, but it comes across our feed.
Mm-hmm.
We'll share that. We'll share a post and try and promote the local business. And then there's me going around doing
the live stuff
as much as possible.
Eating popcorn, eating Italian, drinking beer.
Yep.
Serving beer, getting dog kisses.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you what, you're becoming like Jason. We said he's a celebrity, and I think you're one of the York celebrities now too. So
yeah,
I think I've only ever met. So I'm an import. I'm not originally from here.
Me too.
Okay, awesome. So I think I've only ever met 2 to 3 people that when you say Carmen Pantano, they have no idea who you're talking about. As soon as you say that or the Prez, and it's an instant. Every county has that one person that as soon as you say the name, and that's this guy.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you feel bad for his sister who's like, oh, you're Carmen's sister.
Right.
And we got to give Diane a little bit of
she never gets called by her name.
Yeah, you got to give Diane a little love. But he is truly the guy. My aunt in New Mexico owns a small business, and we saw her in June, and she's like, I don't understand how you guys do it. We can't get the younger crowd like you guys to do this stuff. So
you need a personality to bring them in.
Right.
And, I'm like, look, it's Carmen. I hate saying that, but it is Carmen. Carmen's the personality. Carmen is he doesn't care about getting embarrassed in public. Let's
it doesn't matter.
It's part of the gig.
Exactly.
But and I think for the most part, because I've heard this from a couple other people, but the camaraderie that those of us as BuyLocal members have, there's no competition. There is no, we might have 3 different photographers and none of them are competing against each other. It's everybody
actually use each other.
Yeah. Marcy Royce, who owns Royce Imaging, just used Orndorff Studios for their pet photos. It's everybody just comes together and for a cause like Ales for Tales. I was just in awe we had 15 owners who got in a dunk tank.
Right. And let us dunk them.
And just let us dunk them. We had our youth ambassador, Jackson, get in the dunk tank and let us dunk him. Timmy is our friend ambassador. I was a friend of honor because of the weddings.
Yeah.
And you put Timmy in the tank too?
We did not put Timmy in the tank. There was a couple.
I think Frank would have been at the front of the line to dunk that. Right?
We did not unfortunately put Timmy. We didn't put Timmy in the tank. But it just the camaraderie, I think, is the biggest thing that sets us apart from some of the other networking groups.
Yeah. And nothing against the other networking groups.
No. But
we're just everybody has their own spot and place.
The other networking groups are cliquey. I'll be first to say that. I found them a little cliquey when I was involved with them.
Yeah.
The last one I was in, I got to know people, but I used them. They didn't come to me.
Right.
And it's like, the money I was paying for that, I was like, I'm not seeing an ROI on this. So,
right. And you have to, that's why I tell people whenever they want to join BuyLocal, I always tell them, I don't push. You don't have to join.
Right.
It's not a big deal, but come to 2 or 3 mixers, see if it's for you. Yeah. If it's not, it's not. If it is, it is. Do it for a year. If you don't like it.
And it's like my association, the membership has dropped significantly to the point where we might not survive to the end of the year. And because back when the associations were big, it was you joined for benefit packages, insurance packages. That stuff you can get anywhere anymore. And they always ask, why do you belong to an association? Networking in my industry is key. And you hit the nail on the head. There's plenty of automotive repair shops within a 5-mile area of my shop. None of us are competitors. We technically are, but there's enough of that pie that we all work together to make it better. What can we do better for our industry and our customer base? And that's part of what networking is.
Exactly.
You're not cutthroat. Let's work together. Let's make everybody happy. Because the ultimate goal is to build the community, provide a service to the community that keeps people whatever they can do. And it's networking. It's the key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything.
So I think we got another beer here before we wrap things up here. Mr. Dave, what's our next beer?
So you want me to read
The next, this
Please,
beer.
Dave.
The next-
just read it, Dave, will you?
the next beer notes? Okay. Not this beer, but next beer. Sorry about that. It's an old story. If you go back to one of our previous, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this one here is
The next one.
Doesn't it?
okay.
We love it. We poke this bear a lot.
Yeah. Anywho, our next beer, Brown Trout Stout. Okay, which I was not sure was the name of this whenever Brett first
I
Brown-
was stumbling across it.
the brown trout. If anybody knows what that means, but the Brown Trout Stout, and is from the brewery in Snitz Creek Brewery, which I had actually stumbled across myself by accident because I was out there and I was trying to locate some other building, and the next thing I know, I was
He
lost.
showed me a picture there, and I'm like, dude, that's where the beer I got just came from, Snitch Creek.
It was just weird. I just
Not
took
to
the
show
picture.
Schitt's Creek, but
Not
Snitch
Schitt's
Creek.
Creek. I took the picture because it was like Schitt's Creek. And I saw it and I said, oh, that's almost Schitt's Creek. Anyway, I digress. However,
Read the brewers.
I'm going to
notes,
read the
Dave.
brewer's notes for this next beer.
Really,
Name
I'm
for
thirsty.
name what?
Go ahead.
Name for a trout found in the Snitz Creek. This is our personal twist on a classic Irish stout. This beer is extremely smooth and easy to drink with hints of coca, caramel, and roasted barley. Makes me thirsty already. Okay, we got untapped stats of ABV of 4.6%, an IBU of 25, and check-ins 2,331, which is an astounding number. That's
Been
pretty
around a while.
That's a pretty good number, and they have an average of 3.56.
All
So
right.
that's our next beer.
So cheers.
Cheers.
To
Cheers.
cheers. Brown Trout
Brown-
Stout. That's a tongue twister almost.
How
Yes, it
now,
is.
Brown Trout?
How now, Brown Trout? It is good. I've
That's
had this
smooth.
already.
That's
It's
smooth.
not heavy, is it, Amanda? It's a light drinking. It's dark,
It's dark, yes.
but it's not heavy.
I'm still trying to get my sea legs with darker beers.
Wait
and
till we try the cheers beer.
The
Cheers.
cheers
Talk
beer.
about sea legs.
This
You're
is
going to
very light. This is there's
you guys
nothing
have to
this.
carry me out later. Well,
But this is good. I like this. It's got that coffee roastiness
Oh, wait a minute.
to
I
it.
got to fill it back up.
It's not heavy. It's a lighter stout, which
Yeah.
people look at stouts and porters. Oh, it's dark. It's motor oil, but they're really not.
No,
We've
they're
just
not.
discussed
This is
this
good.
with Tim and Evan. It's light drinker. It's a lighter beer.
I know when we first started, that 10%, 12%, because Dave and I were bourbon drinkers,
Right.
and but I started off, I'd get drunk on 3 beers, but I could drink a fifth of whatever,
Yeah.
and now it's just enjoyable.
Yeah.
If it's 2% or 10%.
So I get drunk on 3 beers, and I get drunk on 2 sips of whiskey. So what's
Yeah.
the difference?
Yeah.
I'm a lightweight.
Well, I remember introducing you to
Scotch.
15-year-old Scotch one night.
Oh, I about chucked.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Like, what is this god awful stuff? And he's like, really? This stuff's for like good stuff. I'm
This
like,
is $200 a bottle.
not for me. I do like that one. So I
Very
was
good.
it
Yeah,
is.
that-
Yeah,
that is
it's
good.
actually. And I will say this: I do feel bad. Unfortunately, my husband's in Baltimore. He would have been here.
He could have
And-
been sampling. You would have been handing off to the side.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, funny story. So, every year that Catawba down in Asheville, they do a beer and chocolate pairing, and we would get tickets. My mom actually loves craft beer too, so the three of us would go, and I'm literally taking a tiny, tiny sip, passing it over to him, and just whoop. Because, like I said, until this past March, I truly, and you can attest to this because you've been out with me at breweries, I've never truly been a beer
No.
drinker.
Beer is an acquired taste.
Um,
It really is.
It is.
And it's I think like I said, back this trip in March to Asheville, I finally kind of got over myself with it, and I just started, all right, let's do this. And like I said, hoppies, I can't do.
Yeah.
The hoppy beers.
get
The hoppy beers are not my
The
thing.
hop. Yeah.
But I think I can put down sours better than Carmen can put down sours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait till the last one. You're going to
And I have we have had some of the the tequila barrel beers, the whiskey, the bourbon ones. But yeah,
And I think that's part of this whole craft industry, not just beer, but the craft industry alone is creating different palate profiles and flavors for
Yeah.
different palates.
yes,
And I've seen a lot more of the women that were never like beer drinkers,
Yes.
so to speak. They like the wines and the ciders, but the craft beer industry has really drawn a big amount of women into this that
Yep.
they go for these beers now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not my wife, but I mean, she drinks a Coors Light, and it's not, to me, that's not a beer. That's just carbonated over water.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I'll give her like, honey, you got to try this. She's like, I'm not going to just try it. And she knows I just want to see her face.
But what's
is
interesting?
that not you and Ben with
Yeah.
me with some of the
Yeah.
or us with you with sours?
What's interesting though is, when it started off, we had a few engineer backgrounds that were brewing,
Yeah.
and then the next thing you know, we have right, wrong, or indifferent. Some people that have no skills at all but love to do it.
Yeah.
Some the one female there was a West Winwich.
Irina.
Arena.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So sophisticated.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
She went to Germany to get her
Yeah.
official training.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have never run into anyone like her. When when you listen to her talking about how
love comes-
it's done, and in her craft, she's a technician,
yeah.
very good at it.
And we're still amateurs at this. We're gaining so much knowledge about everything. Right now we're gaining knowledge about the BuyLocalCoalition and your FUR friends. But
It's funny when you say it that way.
I do like that. That was funny.
I do. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the voicemail.
that could
to,
be a merch shirt. FU friends.
Yeah, a few friends. Yes, and I've got the clients who would definitely
Would
rock
buy it.
those too.
But
Yeah.
this is what we're doing, and we're trying to cover central Pennsylvania. We haven't really got out of York County.
No, we haven't.
Twice. We got up to Fat Bat in Hanover. Sandy,
That's still
and-
That's York County.
that's
Yeah.
York County. Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still York.
depends on where it is in Hanover. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
depends on where it is. And Mason Dixon. That's Adams County. But
Yeah.
there's so much. I mean, there's just so much to cover here. But we're having a good time, and we're coming up on our 1 year doing this, and we've gained a lot,
We learned a lot.
learned a lot. We're meeting a lot more people. Networking is where
Yeah.
the key.
That's huge.
Yes.
Um,
And whether it's a charity or just a friendship.
Yeah.
Because that friendship turns into a charity somewhere along lines.
Yeah.
So it's all important. It really is.
Now, do you get involved with any of the veteran associations? Because two of us are vets. I know Liquid Hero just did that golf outing this fall
We
that we
sponsored that.
sponsored, and,
Yeah.
and Ben went and played in it. And CNC Brewing Factory and Liquid Hero were involved in that.
Yeah.
For the love of a veteran. Are any of them in York that you deal with?
I think actually, trying to think. I don't think we have any veteran groups nonprofits that have joined BuyLocal yet. That's a good outreach to get them to join. So nonprofits are actually free to be part of BuyLocal.
Okay.
In return, kind of because some nonprofits will charge you to be part of their nonprofit. Some are that way, some aren't. But so what we do is we say, listen, we'll let you be part of us for free. We can be part of you for free,
Right.
type of thing. But it gives them a networking ability to reach out to businesses to get sponsorships.
Well,
that's what it comes
I
down
will
to.
put you in contact with Roots for Boots.
Okay.
And For the Love of a Veteran, and see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they can join and then they can come to stuff
And they can honestly probably talk to Cover 6 Canine too, because
right.
they're providing the service dogs.
Providing
for
the service
veterans.
dogs for veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to volunteer for that.
Yeah, and they are looking for volunteers.
Yep.
Hook me up.
Sounds
Megan
like you just
and-
volunteered there, Kevin.
I did.
Yeah.
I
Good
am.
chick.
Yeah. Those are the vets.
And my wife. I'm going to
Yeah.
volunteer her too as well.
Yeah.
So he said two of us are vets. So those are the vets. So, I'm not a vet. Actually, they didn't want me.
Yeah, they didn't want you
They didn't want me. I actually got
because you
drafted.
played in the band.
Dave, we want you. We want you, Dave.
Yeah. That's not the reason why they didn't want me.
Was it the flute?
Ching. Next.
Actually, to set it straight, no, it wasn't the flute, but they actually drafted me, and they didn't want me after they saw me. they checked me right off and said, "Toodles."
Oh, toodles.
Yes. So that was
So, do you guys do like any sports? Do you follow sports?
I follow football.
I follow the sport that nobody else watches.
what's that?
Soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Fruits-
Yeah, I'm a
fruits-
soccer
There's a
fan.
lot of
Did
lot of
Germany
big
win
ones.
last night?
Yes. No, they tied.
Did they tie?
They tied.
Where's the USA in this thing?
They play
They
Tomorrow.
play tomorrow
they
at
play
2:00.
Iran.
Iran. Yeah.
They play Iran tomorrow.
Did they lose to England?
They
Oh,
They
tied.
tied.
So they
sh-
tied Wales and England.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should have won both games. They actually played very well.
That's unusual because that's pretty good for them.
Yeah.
They're making a decent showing because they
Oh,
haven't been
yeah.
there for a long time.
No, it's a young team. So,
My company is out of Germany, and I kept giving those texts.
oh yeah,
And
give a little digs.
Yeah.
Who was the big name that got beat that shouldn't have lost?
Argentina lost.
Yes,
And Germany lost. Germany lost to Japan.
That's the one. Germany lost to Japan, and Germany, where somebody was like they were like one of the favorites coming in.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, the World Cup's going on. My sport's done. All but even the writers' awards are all handed
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
I'm a baseball guy. I don't get into enough Revs games. I don't know. I still want to go in. I just never find the time to go. But
Mine's curling. So. I only see
Mine
it-
is too.
I see it only,
right.
I only see it once every 4 years. So.
Yeah, right. I've seen it on ESPN every once in a while. So
Really?
it is. Yeah,
I was gonna say I watch it every 4 years during the Olympics.
yeah, that's about it.
And
It like draws you in.
It does.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just something about the female side of that when I'm watching them in their pants and they're sliding down on ice and they're like spreading. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch this. Sorry, just went down the hill.
Some of us watch sports.
What's our last
for the athletic ability of it.
Amanda, you got on here something about sea glass. What is that?
I am a born in Jersey girl. Spent my summers at the Jersey Shore. And it's actually my mom and my aunts hunting for sea glass on the beach. So Jersey beaches are notorious for it. It's literally some big pieces of beer bottles, old like apothecary bottles that have been broken up and tumbled in the ocean for
Some amount of time.
decades, hundreds of years, that when they wash up on the shore, they're polished and they're smooth and they're frosted, and it's just a fun thing to do.
Do they look like rocks? I mean, how do you know what it?
No, they're
It all depends. A lot of the
Because I've probably walked over stuff and never really paid attention.
So brown beer bottles are one of the most common ones. So you have that brown. So yes, in the rocks, it kind of looks there.
smooth and it's soft.
Yep.
Not soft, but it's
Like a velvety feel, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
I've got a gorgeous cobalt blue bottom to a wine bottle. That is just the bottom, with the ring that's in the bottom of it. It's just the greens, there's reds, there's, yellows, there's these, it's something fun to do. I mean, I literally will go to the beach. Ben will sit with a book and a cigar and a beer. And
Nice.
8 hours later, I come wandering back from probably a 10-mile walk down the beach and I come back with bags full of.
Because say you're not in
of
Ocean City if he's sitting there with a beer and a cigar because they won't let you on the beach
No.
anymore with a beer and
No.
a cigar.
No.
That's
and-
ridiculous.
And it's more so, I hate saying it, some of the touristy areas. So where we would go in New Jersey, you've got like Seaside Heights. So you've got some of the touristy areas. Some it also, unfortunately, is, when they're dumping, the recyclables and the trash
Right.
out into the ocean. Those things get kind of kicked up and picked up. And, my mom has found full intact bottles that have tumbled and are just gorgeously frosted. It's just something fun to do. And I mean, you kind of get lost in it because then it becomes a drive to be like, okay, I need to find X amount of pieces. I need to find this. And
Wasn't there a movie, like a, forgive me, chick flick, where the guy did like glass or something, the lightning was hitting it? Oh my God. Cindy and I were just watching that.
Was it one of your binges that you were watching? in the movies?
Yeah.
Hallmark movie channel.
Well,
Yeah, right.
No.
go ahead.
No, go
I'm
ahead. No, I'm
I
good.
didn't mean to interrupt.
It's too late.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you guys, that's pretty cool. I guess you guys, if you had a theme song, you'd use that old Sting favorite, Message in a Bottle. But that sounds interesting.
It's neat.
I've never seen the sea glass.
Yeah,
That's
I'll,
why I asked. I'm like, it's interesting to me. I'm like, what the hell's that? I
No.
see a glass, I'm buying it because my
Yeah.
wife's like, oh, you got to buy another glass, don't you?
And this is not like this glass. It's transparent. It's clear. A lot of the sea glass, it's frosted, so you can't really see through it. I'll grab some pictures and I'll have to
Yeah.
show you some pictures or bring some.
It's just not about the age. It's just about what you find.
Yeah, it's
Right.
what you find. And honestly, there's some times where you kind of throw it back and let the next person find it. In New Jersey, especially, at the beaches that we go to, you're out at low tide, and we're not talking just one or two people. Like, I'm not the only one out there. There is dozens of people, and it's comical because you always are trying to walk in front of them. So you're doing that quick walk as you
Yep.
see somebody, you're like, ooh, there's a really good area that's got a lot of washed up shells or all that kind of stuff. And you're kind of doing that quick walk to just right in front of them so you can kind of get those prime pieces. But, you see them tumbling in the water and you're just looking like a fish out of the water trying to get in there and get it. It's just I don't know. My mom always did it. And my aunts. So I think it just kind of
It's neat.
was something kind of fun for me to
sounds
do that I
interesting.
just
Because most people are looking for seashells.
right. And that's
Yeah.
that's how my husband proposed to me. He let me go off wander and caught up with me and said, hey, you got to see these cool pieces of sea glass that I found. And he had some sea glass in my engagement ring and proposed. So it was kind of a nice little,
That's kind of cool.
yeah. So, and I've got those, pieces of sea glass, separated and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it was a nice little, he knew my love for that and just,
Mhm.
I took my wife
incorporated
on
the two.
top of Cape Hatteras and proposed. I gave her a letter first, and she kind of like turned around, so I never really got got down on my knee to propose. But she had two choices: either say yes or she was going over the top. So
Oh, jeez.
See, I've been married so long, we used to scratch it in the rocks.
I was gonna say, did you see the new viral video that went through? A guy was proposing to his girlfriend on a boat. Had his friends have everything like in the flowers. Will you marry me? Went to get down on his knee, and the ring box fell out of his pocket right into the water, and he jumped right in, thankfully, and saved it. But right into the
got
ocean, he caught it. He literally, you see the
Wow.
box, and then you just see him like flop right into the water.
So, Carmen, these are giving you some ideas in
No.
case you find that
No.
person, that one. No.
No,
No.
I don't think I'll ever get married.
You know what?
Don't ever say never.
We need a third generation now.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm a little old for to have kids, so
Dave, any last comments here?
No, nothing. Nothing comes to mind at the moment. I think I got it all out in the conversation. It was kind of cool, though. The information
Something.
that you guys have that that you portrayed with us. That was pretty interesting. And every podcast that we do, it's the same thing. You know, learn something new from the people that you sit across the table from. That's really cool. That's what I like about it. You know, learning something new, because sitting with these guys, I don't learn a damn thing. So
That's true.
Well, that way you've learned how to drink beer and different beers.
yeah, but that was just sitting with you. I mean, I could do that at home. You know.
Mr. Kevin.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Let us know. We would be happy to join whatever.
Yeah.
Donate to the tree or anything else.
Yeah.
And keep spreading the word. You know, every charity you help, I mean, that makes them much stronger and better.
Yeah.
Carmen, Amanda, thank you guys for coming and sitting down with us.
Thanks for having us.
Any last comments you want to blurt out there where they can find you guys again?
I'll just say, check us out at BuyLocalYork.com. And just remember, when you get into that member directory, there's a search button at the top. It works the same as Google. You put in a search. If you write plumber, mechanic, pet sitter, whatever you write in that search bar, you'll find a member that does that, because it works just like Google. It searches the text within the website. So check out BuyLocalYork.com and try and use a locally owned business before you go corporate.
There we go.
And you need to spell that B-U-Y.
B-U-Y.
There's that you again.
B-U-Y.
Why?
Local.
Dot.
York.
Because there'd be people out there, B-I.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that has happened.
Local.
that has happened. Yeah. So it's B-U-Y, BuyLocalYork.com.
So we met you guys down there, and I could see what you guys are doing for York, and I'm like, we got to bring you on, especially after we talked to Jason and Mick. He's like, oh, they'd be great guests. I said, I know they'll be great guests. So I'm going to do it. We reached out, and you and I had met just kind of out of the blue.
Yeah.
Down here at Moonlight, which is one of your members.
Yep.
Fantastic food, and it's just a small little place.
Yeah. Highly recommended.
Oh yeah. Just check out Carmen's pictures that he posted of his meal. I think he had a 4-course meal.
Yeah, pretty much.
And a bottle of wine there too.
Yep. Nice.
Did you take any home or not?
Food?
Yeah.
I did not.
Okay.
The person I was with did.
Okay.
But I ate it all.
My wife had the what the heck was that? The shrimp something.
Was it the shrimp champagne?
Yes.
That's what my friend had.
And she wound up bringing some of that home. It was, and it was so rich and delicious.
Yeah, that was really good too.
But again, thank you guys very much for coming on.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
hopefully we'll see you guys at Ales for Tales.
Ales for Tales.
August
We're gonna
12th.
put it on our calendar.
Yeah.
We're gonna be out at Brew Kids again.
Awesome.
I'm sure we'll be there. Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of events we want to put on our calendar for next year that we want to get better at doing the live stuff out on site.
Yep.
It was kind of Brew Kids was our first attempt at it.
We're a little bit more comfortable too now, where we used to think we needed all 4 of us, and now we're starting to understand what button to push.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we appreciate you guys coming on and taking the time. We have one last beer. This is our Cheers beer.
This is the one you down.
You down it?
Yeah.
So this
One
is
sip.
right.
This is a 1 sipper.
This is Collusion
Right.
Tapworks Betrayal. Now I've had this for a while, so this is our 2021 coffee bourbon barrel aged. So if you're out there, let's pick a glass up with the BuyLocalCoalition, Frank's Granite and Marble, and Amanda's Friends,
And friends, yep. And we gotta do Ales for
and the Ales for Tales, Toby and Timmy,
Toby and Timmy.
and the CPP crew. And let's all be bonded by beer. Cheers.
Cheers.